If I told you the reason that you aren't able to make progress in your goals isn't actually because of motivation, but because of your habits and your subconscious mind. In this video, I'm going to break down how your habits and your subconscious mind contribute towards or against your progress on your self-care, your self-transformation, and your personal development journey. This video is actually going to be the introduction video to my series on goal achievement and habit development. I'm going to be giving you different information on metaphysical and practical techniques that you can use to actually make positive impact and lasting change in your life. If you don't know who I am, allow me to briefly introduce myself. My name is Aaron. I am a certified life coach, and I specialize in metaphysical and practical techniques for self-care and personal development. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm also going to have some additional resources for you, and there will be timestamps in this video to help you better navigate your experience. First, I want to talk about what is personal development, and I'm talking about this from my perspective and from the perspective of what I really teach here on Higher Alignment. Personal development is going to be a process of evaluating and shifting your thoughts and beliefs, your patterns of behavior, and ultimately, these are the things that make up your lifestyle. You've probably heard this saying that your repetitive thoughts lead to your beliefs, your repetitive beliefs lead to your actions, repetitive actions lead to your habits, and once again, your lifestyle is made up of your habits. So when you're talking about personal development and changing your life, a lot of people look at it from a very top level perspective. They are seeing the external circumstances, the money's not flowing in, the love isn't right, communication issues, a lot of those external manifestations, and perhaps those are things about your life or in your life that you are unhappy with. And if you want to make change, positive, lasting, permanent change to those external circumstances, what it really comes down to is shifting your thoughts, your beliefs, and your patterns of behavior. I am going to insert a graphic from my Money and Metaphysics workbook, and this information really comes from the work of Dr. Maria Nemeth. She talks about metaphysical reality versus physical reality. So let's go ahead and consult this diagram or this image. So you have this triangle, and let's divide it into two different sections. The bottom section is labeled metaphysical reality, and the top half is going to be labeled physical reality. So what we are referring to as physical reality is really those manifestations in the external environment and your external world that you are probably very much aware of, that you are pleased with or that you are unhappy with. So let's look at the portion that indicates metaphysical reality. At the very bottom, we have undifferentiated or potential energy. Above that, you have your ideas and your beliefs. We talked about that already. You have your intentions, and then this thin line that Dr. Nemeth calls the crossroad is going to be your behaviors or your actions. So really what I want us to focus on are these three sections: the crossroad, the intentions, and the ideas and beliefs. This portion really corresponds with the workings and the interactions of the unconscious mind. Your habits in your unconscious mind really do have more control over your life than your conscious actions. Why? The reason is because these are the parts of your metaphysical reality. These are the parts of your being that are controlling things from behind the scenes. A lot of times we suppress and repress a lot of this information, a lot of these components of our being, and we think that if we just push it to the side, if we don't pay attention to it, that means that it is obliterated, it disappears, and it no longer matters. That is not the truth. It couldn't be any further from the truth. I really like to think about this in reference to the Wizard of Oz. So the wizard in Oz is the being who is controlling the environment. And at the end, we see that it's this man behind this green screen. They pull this green curtain to the side, and you see that this little man, this person, this individual who has been in hiding is who is really controlling all of Oz. This man, the wizard, is going to be the unconscious aspect of your psyche. Two examples I want to give you. First, money, and then we're going to talk about love. Love and money are two aspects of life that a lot of people really pay attention to, or a lot of people are concerned with. Say you're someone who wants to improve your finances. You want to have better money, you want to have more income flow, and all you see around you is that the bills are coming in, you don't have the money that you want, you don't have a savings, and you're like, I really want to make a change in my life. If you perhaps look at your unconscious habits, maybe you see that you grew up with this idea and these belief systems that come from a poverty mindset. And in your current experience of life, maybe you feel like, I never know where my next dollar is going to come from. I am not making enough money. The money that comes in is really not sufficient. So what do? When you get your paycheck, the first thing you do is you spend up all of your money because you feel like if you don't spend it now, then you may not have it to spend in the future. Okay, this is a valid belief. However, it is not one that may be supporting you and your habits of moving forward with improving your financial well-being. But what it is doing is unconsciously it's contributing to you not having a savings account, not having a budget, not figuring out other ways or different ways or better ways to manage your finances. So because you have this unconscious belief of, I don't know where my next dollar's coming from, I don't have enough money, this keeps you trapped in this cycle of actions and habits that are actually contributing to the downfall of your financial well-being in your life. So the best thing that you could do is actually reevaluate and change these ideas, change these belief systems. That way you develop new actions. Those new repetitive actions coming from this new belief system will develop into new habits, and then those new financial habits are definitely going to make a big impact in your financial well-being. The same thing with love. When we have previous experiences of love or lack thereof from our childhood, how you experience love in your family growing up, even how you experienced it from your siblings or your friends, this contributes to how you communicate and how you operate in your relationships as an adult. You may have picked up on communication styles or habits that allowed you to control your environment with your mother, your father, your grandmother, your brother, and your sister, and maybe those habits helped when you were a child, but now you grow up and you get in a partnership or a relationship and you see that those actions, those same actions and those same habits are not actually helping you in your adult relationships. Did you know that for only $5 a month, you can get access to exclusive guided meditations, yoga nidras, workbooks, and even live self-care practices? If you're enjoying the content that I put out here on YouTube, then please consider supporting me via Patreon. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can support this channel as well as supporting your own well-being. My goal is to get 50 people subscribed to my Patreon before the end of the year. That way I can personally assist you in creating more transformation in your life and improving your well-being. Your support is immensely appreciated and it helps me to continue making resources just like this one right here. I'll put the link to my Patreon in the description box below. Go ahead and check it out, and now back to your tutorial. This could be things like neglecting your own wants and your own needs in order to people please. Perhaps when you were younger, you learned that, okay, if I ignore what I want and I please those around me, that they won't leave me, they won't abandon me, and they will actually give me the things that I want because I'm giving them what they want. But then you grow up and you get into a romantic relationship and you find that you are once again neglecting your own wants, your own needs, your own desires to please someone else, but you find that they aren't actually giving to you what you want and what you need. You find that this dynamic doesn't work. This leaves you feeling very unfulfilled. This feels you leaving unloved and unvalued, unappreciated, and unseen. So hopefully from these two quick examples, you can see how your unconscious habits, your unconscious beliefs, your unconscious ideas lead to patterns of behavior that could either be supporting or not supporting your goals and where you really want to be in life. Let's move on to a different section, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. So hopefully by now you're seeing the lay of the land. And what I really want to impress upon you here is that the more that you go through this process of evaluating and taking the thoughts, beliefs, patterns of behavior that you have in the unconscious mind and bringing them into the light of conscious awareness, you will be able to make proper decisions that will allow you to get from where you are to where you want to be. Now, sometimes I meet with individuals one-on-one and we're working with this, and people have a lot of difficulty because they say, well, the ideas and the beliefs that I have come from experiences when I was younger, and this is how the world actually seems to work for me. It is important to understand that your experiences are valid. There are many truths with a little t truths. There are many truths. There are many ways that you can experience the world, and I and no one else can tell you that your experiences or what you went through isn't valid or it isn't real. They are valid, they are real, but the important thing to understand is, are these ideas, are these beliefs, are these habits actually serving you well, or are they holding you back? They may be valid and they at the same time can be holding you back. At this point, when you become consciously aware of this, you have the power to do something different. You have the power to make a choice. Previously, when this information wasn't in the light of conscious awareness, you were just running on autopilot. And this means that you just instinctively, habitually reacted to life instead of responding to life with mindfulness and keeping your end goal and your end path, your end desire in mind and working your way there. So let's put it all together and talk about how to change your life. First, you really want to decide what it is that you truly want. And this means just that. I talk about the 7 areas of life: health and fitness, relationships, career, finance, personal development, spirituality, and recreation. Go through these 7 areas of life and break them down. What is it that I truly want out of my health and fitness? What is it that I truly want in my finances and in my relationships? Make sure that you have these aspects of your life well defined. Then you want to look at your habits and your actions. What am I habitually doing? What do I do over and over and over again? How do I react in different situations? And are those reactions helping me to get to where I want to be, or are they actually contributing to me being stuck? You can then break down those actions and those habits and ask yourself, what do I believe about myself, others, or the world around me that continuously contributes to me engaging in those actions and those habits? If you find that those beliefs and those ideas about yourself, others, and the world around you aren't actually supporting you, it may be time to develop new ideas and new beliefs about yourself, others, and the world around you that will lead to better actions, better habits, and thus improve your external circumstances. Now, this is the point where I want to give you some additional tools and resources if you find that this is the part of the process that you are in right now, this self-discovery and identification process. The first resource that I have for you is my personal inquiry inventory workbook. It has more than 50 pages of self-exploration prompts and journaling activities that are broken down into the 7 areas of life. Here on the screen, I'm just putting a brief preview. It is not every single page. Once again, this workbook has more than 50 pages in it. So you can work through every single section, or if you find that you are really just interested in improving 1 or 2 areas of your life, just skip to that section. Each section is divided into 2 different activities, the self-exploration prompts and then the coordination prompts. The coordination prompts are going to have you look back on the answers that you gave in the self-exploration section in order to connect the dots. You will end up discovering exactly what it is that you want, as well as identifying actionable steps that you can take to get from point A to point B. The next resource that I have for you is my limiting beliefs workbook. It breaks down everything that we have talked about ideas and beliefs and your valid experiences, and helps you identify this unconscious information so that you can see if what you believe about yourself, others, and the world around you is actually supporting you in your goals, or if it is holding you back. And there are a number of activities in there that will help you not only identify those specific limiting beliefs, but help you to break them and then establish new ideas and new beliefs that with proper nurturing will develop into new habits in your life. I'm going to tag both of these workbooks in this video, as well as linking them in the description box below. So if you want to check those out, they will be there for you. Now, if you are in this process of developing new habits and working on your goals, make sure you check out the other videos that I'm going to be rolling out in this series. One thing that I already know I'm very excited about presenting to you is working with the different phases of the moon for tracking your goals and shifting your habits. But I'm going to be presenting a variety of techniques in this playlist and in this series. So go ahead and check out those 2 resources that I have for you. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. And in the meantime, in between time, here are 2 more that YouTube thinks that you would enjoy.